Wondering exactly when you should start revising for the LNAT? Finding the right timeline is crucial. Start too late and you panic. Start too early and you burn out long before test day. Here is the direct answer. The optimal preparation timeline is 6 to 8 weeks of deliberate, timed practice. This intensive 2-month window builds real stamina and sharp cognitive reflexes without exhausting you. Remember that the LNAT tests aptitude, not factual knowledge. You cannot simply memorize a textbook. Improvement comes from pattern recognition, learning how the writers build flawed arguments and trap answers. So why 6 to 8 weeks specifically? First, it builds stamina. Reading dense academic text for over 2 hours is genuinely draining, and it takes weeks to train your brain to sustain that focus. Second, it leaves room for error analysis. Real improvement happens when you review each mistake and understand exactly why an answer was wrong. An 8-week window gives you time to digest those lessons. Third, it balances neatly with school. For most applicants, LNAT Prep collides with the start of Year 13 and drafting a personal statement. 2 months spreads the load so nothing gets overwhelmed. Your preparation should be broken into 3 clear phases. In weeks 1 and 2, focus purely on familiarisation. Take an untimed test to get a feel for the passage density and question types. During this early phase, accuracy matters far more than speed. Focus on dismantling arguments, identifying the author's tone, and separating the main conclusion from the supporting evidence beneath it. Do not panic if your first scores land in the mid-teens. That is completely normal at this stage, and it tells you nothing about the score you will eventually reach. In weeks 3 to 5, it is time to introduce the timer. The real exam gives you roughly 2.2 minutes per question, so begin taking timed, full-length tests to simulate genuine exam pressure. This phase is where high-volume practice becomes critical. Natural aptitude alone rarely reaches the high 20s that top universities quietly expect. Sustained, timed, digital practice is the reliable lever. Because top schools filter hard on your score, you want to be hitting your target average weeks before the deadline. Regular mock practice is what makes that progress measurable rather than a guess. In weeks 6 to 8, shift real focus to the essay. By now, you should comfortably finish Section A inside 95 minutes. Write at least 2 timed, 40-minute essays every week. For each essay, make sure you can brainstorm a thesis, construct a clear argument, and defend your position decisively within the limit. Keep taking Section A mocks too, so your comprehension stays razor sharp. The number of tests you take matters just as much as the calendar. Doing a single test a week is rarely enough to build the pattern recognition a top score demands. Aim to complete upwards of 30 to 50 full tests across your preparation period. To do that, you need a large resource bank so you never run out of fresh, calibrated material. LawMint is the most comprehensive resource available, with 200 full-length LNAT practice tests. That is 100 Level 1 and 100 Level 2 papers, each with detailed explanations for every single question. And if you discovered the LNAT late and only have 2 or 3 weeks, success is still possible. Treat prep like a part-time job, 1 full-time test a day, followed by rigorous review. And when should all this begin? Oxford and Cambridge have the earliest deadline, typically in mid-October. So if you are aiming for that, start your 6 to 8 week plan around mid-August, using the summer holiday for intensive practice. Always check the official LNAT website for the exact dates for your cycle. One last tip. You do not need to study every single day. The test is cognitively draining. So 3 or 4 intense days a week, with rest in between, actually beats daily grinding. You will know you are ready when your scores stabilize at or above your target university's average, and you can comfortably finish Section A with a few minutes to spare. Kick off your plan today with a free full-length LNAT practice test at lawmint.uk. Unlock the full series of 200 tests with 8,400 multiple-choice questions, and subscribe to @LNAT Prep on YouTube.